Hi everyone, my name is Kelly and my final project is on Bottega Veneta and how their performance maintains their luxury status. So, for their creator and history, Bottega Veneta was founded in Italy in 1966. They first created the intricato woven leather technique, and that is kind of what you see on the bags when you think of Bottega Veneta. They prioritize construction techniques and pride themselves in their high quality leather and their handcrafted creations. They also made it a point to have a limited use of a logo, and instead they focus more on their woven leather, and you don't see their logo in a lot of their creations. So for the corporate structure, they are a part of the Kering conglomerate. This conglomerate aligns with their heritage and craftsmanship, and it has been working well for Bottega Veneta. Their current CEO is Bartolomeo Rangone. He is actually supposed to leave March 31st this year in 2026. He has been there since September 2019. There has been no new CEO named yet, but he was an important part of Bottega Veneta because in 2021 he decided to delete official social media accounts because he thought the creativity was being overly consumed, and having deleted them, he said it makes it more controlled and more of a word of mouth thing and more scarcity coded. So creative leadership, the creative director for Bottega Veneta now is Louise Trotter. She was chosen because she fits the brand's vision quite well because her aesthetic and craft, along with cultural advocacy, aligns with the brand. And she will celebrate the heritage while preserving modern relevance. And they also chose her because she has a fresh new perspective. So signature elements of Bottega Veneta, they are really known for their woven details, and the woven leather drives the brand recognition. They have limited use of logos. Instead, they pride themselves in their high quality leather. And here are a few examples of their best known handbags, and they're all made from specific types of leather like calfskin and lambskin. So for the 6 aspects of luxury definition, number 1 is very qualitative hedonistic experience or product made to last, and Bottega Veneta matches this because they don't stray away from their original craftsmanship. Number 2 is offered at a price that far exceeds what their mere functional value would command. And Bottega Veneta sets their prices at a luxury price point that exceeds the functional value. Number 3 is tied to a heritage, unique know-how, and culture attached to the brand. And Bottega Veneta is definitely tied to their Italian woven leather heritage, and they have not strayed away from that. Number 4 is representing a social marker, making the owner or beneficiary feel special with a sense of privilege. And they are definitely a quiet luxury brand, and only those who recognize the woven detail, they understand it without having that main logo. Number 5 is available in purposefully restricted and controlled distribution. They do in fact restrict it and have controlled distribution, but I do think they could do a better job at having more private events and private appointments for their VICs. And number 6, offered with personalized accompanying services. They do offer customization, but could do more private events and one-to-one experiences because they really only offer customization on certain handbags with initials or someone's name. The 5 anti-laws of marketing that Bottega Veneta follows closely. Number 1 is do not pander to your customers' wishes. And I believe Bottega Veneta stays true to their heritage and craftsmanship, and they do not change upon requests from their clients, and they don't stray far away from their woven heritage and handmade creations. Number 2 is do not respond to rising demand. Bottega does not respond to rising demand because they believe scarcity is very important. Number 3, the role of advertising is not to sell. Bottega does not advertise often, but when they do advertise, they do it for desirability and familiarity with the brand to get not their logo out there, but get their creation of the woven technique out there because they do not put their logo on a lot of their items. Number 4, luxury sets the price. Price does not set luxury. And to have luxury set the price, you need to be perceived well by clients. And Bottega Veneta does that well because they do not throw advertisements in kind of our faces, and their handcrafted pieces set more of the price for that. And then number 5, communicate to those you are not targeting. And they kind of view it as if you do not recognize the woven technique, it is not for you. And they took away their social media because they didn't want to shove social media down our throats, and they want to make sure they still have their scarcity. So the consumer analysis, Bottega Veneta's target market is high income, established, highly educated individuals. And their VICs, the very important clients, are more relationship-based and high net worth individuals who want to be known for quiet luxury. And they more want it to be known if you know the brand without a logo. That is what is important for Bottega Veneta. For brand building mode, Bottega Veneta has a European approach, which means they are creator-driven. And with that, they value heritage and craftsmanship, which brings it back to giving the brand scarcity and having a controlled distribution. And this strengthens the long-term prestige and symbolic power of the brand. They created the woven leather look to be a recognition for the brand over having a logo, which this differentiates it from other luxury maisons. Bottega Veneta operates primarily through boutiques and does not offer a lot of discounts, which continues the luxurious aspect and doesn't eliminate them from the luxury retailing space. For the brand identity prism of Bottega Veneta, there are 6 aspects. So for the brand physique, they are known for their intricado woven leather technique using their high quality leathers. Their relationship with their clients, it is private, personal, and understated because they want to be kind of that quiet luxury if you know the techniques instead of if you know the logo. The customer reflected image, they want to be discreet, confident, and appreciative. And appreciative kind of meaning they want to appreciate the brand and where it came from, not just spending money on a bag. For the brand personality, they want to be known for their quiet and sophisticated, established look. The culture is an Italian artisanal heritage and known for the traditional leather craftsmanship. And then the customer self-concept, they want to be seen as secure, independent, and knowledgeable of the Bottega Veneta brand. Brand stretching for Bottega Veneta, they have done a lot of horizontal brand stretching. So each category that they have branched out into reinforces the heritage and the leather expertise speaks in every product. And so they have branched out to eyewear, footwear, jewelry, perfume, and ready to wear. And this reinforces their craftsmanship and gives a quiet luxury feel. For the product development and craftsmanship of Bottega Veneta, they are rooted in Italy and have always been an anti-logo brand and really focused on the craftsmanship and handmade creations of their woven detailing. They wanted to be a discreet luxury brand, and that sets them apart from other luxury brands because they are kind of ones that don't have a distinct logo, and almost every other brand does, and they were just focusing on their woven technique that a lot of other luxury brands didn't have. And this helps them maintain their status because they continue their Italian manufacturing and their artisan workshops and haven't strayed away from their handmade woven techniques. The price management of Bottega Veneta, they have accessible, intermediate, and inaccessible product categories. For accessible, they offer small leather goods, sunglasses, and belts. And this is known to be accessible because it is still in the luxury category and it's not too affordable, which makes it so the distribution is still controlled, and it introduces new clients for their first purchase and doesn't exclude them right away. For the intermediate pricing, they offer the signature handbags and some shoes, and this one is really important because it supports the repeat clients and repeat purchases and is their main revenue. And this is kind of where we see the VICs come into play because they are known to go towards the intermediate price points over the other two. For inaccessible, these categories are ready to wear and their leather handbags and some fine jewelry. This really helps the prestige of the brand and helps the brand's overall image to keep it in the luxury category. I don't believe it alienates new clients because the price reflects the craftsmanship and reinforces the scarcity in the status, and especially with the no heavy logo display, this gives it that quiet luxury feel that Bottega Veneta enjoys. The distribution channels of Bottega Veneta, they often only come in boutiques, and this makes it easy to control their distribution on their end because not everyone can easily access and encounter this product. Bottega Veneta boutiques are typically present on luxurious and high-end streets, which makes it so there's not a lot of overexposure, and the brand isn't everywhere, which kind of makes it lose its value. And they do have department stores, but these department stores are only prestigious luxury department stores and not like the typical. Bottega Veneta's service and salesmanship is important to them and important to their brand. They really prioritize relationships over transactions, and so clienteling is important to them because they take them on one-to-one experiences and private showrooms and early access collections. And this kind of gives them a sense of belonging and gains their loyalty, and so relationships are important to them, so they have the repeat clients. They also have a controlled inventory, so it has that scarcity and luxurious feeling when a buyer or when a client is to buy. And then they also have a storytelling effect, and they offer kind of educational information about the leather sourcing and kind of how it is hand finished and made. The communication strategies of Bottega Veneta, for the whisper communication, they offer one-to-one experiences, private previews, and early access, and these typically, the VICs are the ones that attend these events. The song communication, Bottega Veneta does fashion shows and sponsored events, In the photo I added, that is from a fashion show, and then the one on the right is a sponsored dance event in Venice that supports young talent, and Bottega Veneta designs the costumes for that. For the Scream communication, Bottega doesn't typically utilize the Scream because they don't do any logos and they don't do any social media, and instead they do kind of fashion media instead of the mass media. In conclusion, Bottega Veneta's greatest future threat, I think they are going to be too quiet and unseen. Because the world is moving fast in the digital world, they could potentially become irrelevant if they stay off of social media. And if they continue to be a quiet brand, people could potentially forget about them. I believe they could pivot more into the inaccessible tier, pivot into exclusive products and exotic leather for certain clients. They could increase their private events, because I don't think they had a lot compared to other luxury brands, and offer more educational services and trips to the manufacturer to see kind of how the products are made. And that is my presentation, and here are my references. Thank you so much.